Speaking heresy, it's like they daring me. I said, just they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar like you're listening. Hit your heart, bring it back and start looking again. Get the dividends. We start getting ignorant. I be on that soul shit. Top shit phenomenal. Not really a dominant. So what's the situation? Ronnie County, guess it's funny to tell them dominant. Bring it back to the finish. What's the difference? Shit, team of all-star. Come on, like a politics. Fuck the politics and the lies. Listen to politics. They vagina, so we go check it out. Intelligent. Kind of obvious how the situation is ominous. The way your confidence and regurgitate for the audience. From the air, like a ball, no base to it. Shit, that's all I say. The dominance in the West, right now, because I be one West to the left to the dairy. I'm one West to the dairy. I be one West to the depth to the dairy. I'm one West to the dairy. I be one West to the depth to the dairy. I'm one West to the dairy. I be one West to the depth to the dairy. I'm one West to the dairy. I'm one West to the depth to the dairy. But I'm round like I got rhymes hard like they've been 9 million 17 in the room. Yeah, only need a few to sit at the room. I got a nigga falling in every dollar. They ride around like I'm like the city. I'm not for sure. I'm not for the but now I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm put stations on the bottom of the other. More heavy, more regular. The marijuana say I got the life the same. When I'm a born ain't rapping, like I do. I let them finish the way I'm going to eat. So I'm trying to get to the fight, but bring the meal. And I had a nigga feel like a tiger, I had a deep. And I'm still going to fight, but every day I'm all like a fool. This is night up, and then coming through the side. You did. I'm one West to the left to the baby. I'm one West to the baby. I'm one West to the left to the baby. I'm one West to the baby. I'm one West to the left to the baby. I'm one West to the baby. I'm one West to the left to the baby. I'm one West to the want to say thank you, Mr. Manager GEN.YAHANNA, man. Welcome to my song, man. Salute to the middle, man. Ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing all they want, but they tell this shit like what? People always want to ask you, what you do like what? Sucker like a scared, never got the stress in there. Fuck out president. Then you know I'm gonna get angry with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me get rich. Rappers in the spin, I ain't listen, it's a fact of you. Man was a woman, I stop that bitch like that around war. We don't want to stop, it's gonna be a storm.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Since I'm circumcised in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is everyone knows. The way the devil is known. America was never a home. Only a place of capacity, say facility, hey, disfigure me. The claim that I'm lazy be killing me, maybe this slavery be draining my energy. For all the years and countless, the trail of my tears is countless. Infected them years astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Holy tangle, my king and the angel be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, dead missiles and making it visual. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains, where they get the peace, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that when I'm in the cage, they get the juice. Put the dog on the leash, get the dog for the beach. 144, get the bullet show, we can all be at peace. As soon as the troubles are settled, your king will be busting it down. The only way is found, the time for your judgment is now. look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back on be 10-5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying people come back around like a carousel. Still remember your honest words, ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke a black press to the gang, I got the Vondale. Fade back subvention is dressed. She a bombshell, just is served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of man shooters. There was designed fire for our faces to pass through it. The damn my king's brain, I'll be overzealous. They call my jealous, I'm for a brand new pair of guns.
Man, listen, man. If you wasn't there, if you wasn't there, if you wasn't in that zone, that holy ground, Salakia.
I know, saying like you want to do another Passover again, right?
I just trying to bring a little cheer to everybody everywhere. That's all. I'm the nigga clause in April. That's Listen, man, that Passover vibe continuing, man. Everybody's still, I see brothers down in North Carolina having a after Passover something.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Listen, I can see in the kingdom. I can see in the kingdom. We're gonna get some Hamites to build some pyramids just to recreate the whole thing. Have real fun on the Passover. Right. Every year, somebody gonna cast dice on who gonna be the angel of death to just run through. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be insane, man. That Passover was glorious, man. The whole week was on point. Yeah, I mean, everything was real right. Real good. Everybody enjoyed itself. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Salaki, big up to them cameramen. Them cameramen did a hell of a job.
Listen, man. Guys, listen, I was just talking to Tabuan today about that shit.
Yeah, cameramen, you know what I mean? Put that shit on a different level, for real.
Yeah. That whole crew, them brothers was so right. You know what I mean? Big up that whole team. The Lord for sure. You know, Lord for sure, made that thing happen and make it possible so everybody could see it. You know what I mean? So it was all the way right. It was all the way right and good. You know what I mean? And I know even watching through the video, you know what I mean, you could see all the foreign base. I see Abadawan, I see the brothers from UK, I see Swap up in there like I mean, you all enjoy yourself up in that thing, man. That thing was all the way right.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Man, I somehow how to work out for that Jamaican brother to come up to and do it.
Oh, yeah, listen, I already had the plan for him, man. We gonna order some vinyl dub plates, and he's the delivery boy. He gonna have to deliver the whole thing to us or something. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Don't worry about that. That shit gonna happen like how it happened for everybody else. It's gonna absolutely happen. They can't keep us, separated for much longer.
Khan, if I could,
go ahead, please.
That one brother from the UK who's always dancing, right?
Right.
I see him on the line all the time, always dancing. Well, I was in the club dancing with him. Him right there. I think you go from watching brothers to actually being next to the brothers.
Yeah,
that's how glorious the Passover is, man.
Yeah, man. That's Officer Tazapuan. Tazapuan have more vibes. He have vibes to share, boy. I mean, if the party dead, for sure he gonna liven that thing up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how it goes. I mean, this whole month, the vibe gonna be Passover for sure. Yeah, man. Big up again, big up Commander GEN.YAHANNA for hosting a ridiculous event. You know what I mean? Y'all don't know what y'all miss. Or maybe y'all do. Maybe y'all see the video and realize, damn. You know what I mean? I should have been there. I should have been up in the zone.
God, I don't know what Israel be thinking when they watch our stuff and see how glorious it is. They either super salty or
You're down. Yeah.
they got to be something.
Yeah.
They got to make you feel something to see how we be getting down, man. You can't not notice it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just too glorious. It's too amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You'll let me know is it slowing up or freezing? Again, a little bit of.
Like you straight so far. Only when the videos was playing, you could have tell it was slowing down.
Slowing down.
Yeah, but yeah, you straight so far.
Start making my little freeze. So yeah, man. Lord Allah, I think I don't know if the Pastor's are gonna jump in. And another brother. But we're gonna rock it out, holding it down as usual for Commander GEN.YAHANNA, the hardest working man in Israel.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Make sure you check him out every Monday, 9 p.m. right here on this channel, America on Fire. You know what I mean? Share it, like it, tell a family, tell a friend. Everybody should be for sure tuning in because this is where it's at. This is where you're getting all your news. This is where you're getting everything up to date, all your breakdowns.
That's right.
You know what I mean? UPK for life, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna be rocking it out. Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna be rocking it out all the way. Damn, I'm starting to get a little bit of lag here. So yeah, so what we going to? I think Kahan gonna jump in shortly as well.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so yeah, them stories about them one that stand out is that giant excuse me language, that giant alternative lifestyle who say he's a he, she, and them.
Man,
that is crazy.
B54 farm. I smell the blood of a homo. Sexual. Yeah. That was.
I think he was number what? Forget what number he was.
Hold on.
He was up there.
Oh. All right, am I back? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was this is on the back of some at school with this
the woman.
Yeah, with some new policy they have. I think there's number 2. One of the brothers, you know.
Yeah.
Who could pull it to read, you know, tonight for sure, yeah. A warrior was a warrior. Reading that breakdown. I think Kahan gonna jump in a second as well. I didn't say it before. So we're gonna be fully loaded tonight. And we're gonna be rocking. So yeah, man, if we could get that
baby, listen.
If we could get that one there.
Kawakan. Mom slams California school for transitioning her daughter to a boy behind her back.
Yikes.
As district votes to keep parental secrecy policy, and bearded trans activist says teachers are protecting kids from hate and prejudice at home. Aurora Reginald is suing the Chico Unified School District in California, and last week appeared at a school board meeting to reveal how the child had told a school counselor she felt like a boy, who immediately affirmed her new identity. The elementary school transitioned her from female to male behind my back, she said. During one of those one-on-one meetings, my daughter told the counselor she wanted to tell me about her new identity. The counselor ignored her request. But also at the board meeting was trans activist Squeaky St. Francis, who demanded that the school district maintain its parental secrecy policy, claiming that without confidentiality, children's mental health will suffer and they could be driven to suicide. The Chico School District sided with the trans activists and voted to keep the secrecy policy in place with a 3-2 vote on April 5th.
So basically, what they really saying, I ain't fully understanding what they're talking about. What's this they saying?
You're basically telling you that, you know what I mean, that your child, when the child go to school, it ain't your child no more, basically. That child is his own, you know what I mean, it's his own, how to put it, like, is a child and parent together. Like,
Right.
they're taking away the right from the parents, from being parents, because the child is in, you know what I mean, in that school. You know what I mean? Which shows you, if they're doing this to their kids, you can imagine what they're doing to ours. You know what I mean? You could just imagine the hell, you know what I mean, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian kids are in the school system. You know what I mean? Like, you telling me you have a counselor, child come to you with an issue and tell you she feels like a boy, and you make that transition over to her becoming a boy. What you know what I mean? Come on. Like, that is crazy. That is, you know what I mean, that is in itself. That puts, you know what I mean, what's going on in school basically in a nutshell. That you really ain't going there just to learn to become a doctor or a lawyer, whatever. You know what I mean? You're going there to be indoctrinated, and God knows what, everything that is evil on this earth. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot tell me that's taking place right now in your schools, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah, God, and if I could, these it getting ridiculous. How far are they going to take this? I've seen recently also that they had LGBT members in the schools reading books to the kids, wearing the whole drag outfit.
Yeah.
What part of the the I.S.U.P.K or education curriculum is that? That has nothing to do with the curriculum. They want to act like, okay, you gotta accept everybody. Well, then why don't you accept none of that Black history that they trying to deny?
Right.
You ain't accept none of that.
Right. Where's that? Like, why ain't, like, you could allow Big Frida to come in there and talk about he, she, and it. We're gonna show you all Big Frida in a second. But you can't allow, the critical race theory to be taught. Like, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And especially now in the whole day and the age of this anti-Semitic talk.
Yeah.
When you look at what happened with Germany and the Jewish man, and the steps that was taken to separate them, the steps that was taken to rebuild them, to rebuild their image. Because remember, Hitler had that whole propaganda on the Jewish man.
Yep.
Like, what they're doing to us is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke, because what we're asking for is what they gave the Jewish man. It's exactly what they gave the Jewish man. Like the world had to undergo, quote unquote, Jewish education, and to start to appreciate them and their people and their culture. That's why even up till today, people may not know the whole situation with the history of the Jewish person and the Holocaust, but it's an immediate amount of sympathy that comes through, and because it's taught, it's something that's taught, and we cannot ever get to experience that part of it. You know what I mean? Because they want to eliminate, our history from the curriculum.
Yeah.
But while they're doing that, no, you could just go ahead and teach somebody that.
Yeah.
If I could, sir.
Yeah, please.
As you know, I've been dealing with the NAACP also. They have programs, right? And where for children, if they are LGBTQ and their parents don't accept it, they have programs where children could run away from the homes and go into these homes, right? So I was on last month, I was on a conference call. I was on the call with them, and I called them out on it. And I said, what does this have to do with Black people? Because NAACP is supposed to be for Black people.
Right.
And the board said to me, well, the NAACP's no longer just for black people. Right. So I said to her, then why don't you change the acronym?
No,
You know, and
Salaki, a warrior. They say they're for colored people. And when you go look up the definition of colored people, they include everybody in colored people.
Right.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
But initially, when they marketed it to black people because that's what they do. They use us to ride in the race. They ride us like a horse in every race, and once you cross the finish line, they shoot the horse.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you shoot the horse and you go enjoy the winnings, and that's basically what they're saying. Like those of you who know, a few months ago, a warrior went to NAACP meeting in Virginia, and then they call everybody. They call the FBI, they call the CIA, they call Virginia police, they call the sheriff because these bearded, braided niggas dare to come up in the country club. That is 90% of the people who was in attendance was the so-called white man. You know what I mean? So like as you saying, like they now using the sympathy and the empathy of black people to benefit not every other brown or black person, but more so the oppressor. That's who they're really looking to benefit, to get benefit from this type of thing. They get some more from this mother in the
no volume.
Male to male behind my back. Shortly before this happened, I'm here today to tell my story so parents and the public.
No, I just want you all to look, right? On her left is the LGBTQ supporters, and her right is the regular people. And just look at their reaction as she talking. And then when Big Frida come in, you'll see the difference.
So parents and the public know what is going on in our schools. Last year, my 11-year-old daughter was in elementary school here at Chico Unified, and her elementary school transitioned her from female to male behind my back. Shortly before this happened, my father had recently passed away, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. My daughter was distressed and began questioning her sexuality, so she decided to reach out to a wellness counselor at her elementary school. The day my daughter shared with her guidance counselor that she felt like a boy, the counselor immediately affirmed this new identity. From then on, the counselor continued to have one-on-one meetings with my daughter without my knowledge. During one of those one-on-one meetings, my daughter told the counselor she wanted to tell me about her new identity.
Now listen, I know y'all heard the whole thing from the start to finish. What here? I know y'all UPK down all the way, so I know the answer gonna come quick. What's missing here? There's something missing.
Fathers?
Yeah, there ain't no man. She ain't mentioned a man. The grandfather died, her father died, or grandfather, whoever died. She died with breast cancer. The relative dead. She's stressed out, and the daughter immediately think the daughter want to be the man that's not there. The daughter now had to step up and be the man that's not there to support mommy. In other words, the daughter had to be mommy's boyfriend. There's a whole term for that. It's called emotional incest syndrome. And this is an extreme, extreme end of that one. Like usually the son they step into the role to be the mother's boyfriend.
Right.
Give them the emotional support. The daughter say, you know what, mommy, I'll go and switch teams and I'll come and be your man for you. There ain't no man in the house. That's the problem. There's no man in the house to reaffirm this daughter's femininity. A father reaffirms a little girl's femininity. A father absolutely does that. She hearing his voice, she able to hug him, she able to feel calm and protected. Her ability to be afraid and scared and feel at times inadequate. A man provides that safety net for any woman from baby to grown. The male element provides that thing there. And now, of course, in this environment that, supports deviancy, anytime you have, something like what happened in here with this woman, they'll just usher your child straight into whatever deviant behavior that they decide to explore, because it's really that's what she's doing. That's absolutely crazy.
Counselor, if I could, and when you hear stories like this, and it really puts the burden on Christians, because any Christian who sees something like this and is not sighing and groaning over it is going to be charged. Because this is absolutely ridiculous that a child could go into their school and basically say, well, I feel like, I'm the opposite sex now. And the school's in full support of them behind the parents' back. That is absolutely outrageous. And it can only happen. Myself and Officer Kazak Ahmad was talking today about effeminate men, those who will let anything slide, no masculinity, and anything goes. And they are the backbone for all wickedness that's happening, because they won't speak up.
Right.
If they'll see something like that, they'll see it's wrong and they'll just ignore it. Right. That's why I thank the Lord for the I.S.U.P.K, because these men here have to be, according to the world standards, toxic in masculinity, because effeminate men do have no masculinity in them. That's happening on this earth.
God, and if I could, the scriptures called this place Sodom.
Right.
And when you go back and you look at Sodom and Gomorrah, and Commander GEN.YAHANNA is a prophet, because he brought this out, man, it got to be almost 10 years ago, where he said that the LGBT will go around like gangs, basically assaulting people and being aggressive against people the same way it was in Sodom and Gomorrah when they did that to them angels. And basically what you're seeing is a sophisticated version of that. You're seeing a sophisticated, organized, basically gang of look at there it go. Look at this. How much that's aggressive.
Go ahead, Kapash. I just wanted to show the image. The volume came up, but keep breaking on what you're breaking on, because that's exactly what this is.
I would get distracted to Slack here.
God damn.
I was losing my train of thought.
Kapash is like, damn, like the daddy headlights. He just how the hip hop song go? What the heck is that?
Right.
You're taking the words out his mouth with that right there.
Like, that's exactly what you're breaking down, Kapash. It's a sophisticated something that makes you, now remember before I was telling you, watch the behavior of everybody on the right side, on the left side of the speaker. And when the woman was talking, they was all looking at the ground, looking all oppressed. Now, if you look at this one back here, he perched forward like it's, he in tune. She have a good old satisfied smile on her face. This one too. And this one over here, her hands is together, which is satisfaction and looking at the thing. But before, with the mother, they was looking all over the place like she don't have no right to say what she's saying. And
right.
Yeah, brother, this is straight out of one of them old troll cartoon, some kind of thing that is absolutely ridiculous. And a small child, brother, it's emotional damage. It's a visual scar, and it's absolute confusion. A child is going to ask, what are you? Well, let's hear Frida talk.
Yeah.
I will speak loud for those who cannot speak. I am a proud...
You see the snapping fingers?
Yeah.
For those who cannot speak.
Look.
I am a proud he, she, they, them, whatever.
Legion.
I am a boyfriend to a beautiful woman. I am a girlfriend to a handsome trans man. And I am also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful woman. Growing up...
How you all three?
He polygamous.
Salaki said. Please. Here's the crazy part. Nobody's gonna question him on that.
No.
But if a black man says he can have more than one wife, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Hold on. If a black man says he is a Jew, it's a problem.
That's it. That's the thing right there. You understand? That's the thing right there. Like Frida, Big Frida, could go in there, brother, and say whatever they want and present as however they want. But let the man GEN.YAHANNA say we the real Jews and we keeping a Passover and you call the governor for that shit. But you voting to pass a parental privacy, what is it? Parental secrecy policy in the school.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep that same secrecy when Cody come in there with the AR.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep that same secrecy, man. Keep that same secrecy when they start going on them Eastern Bloc Russian and territorial websites and subscribing to their theology. Keep that same secrecy then. Don't call for the parents at all. Because you can't pick and choose this thing, man. Like it's okay to destroy somebody's child when it's time for your pleasure. But when it's for safety and emergencies, now it's open season, the parents, this, that, the other. No, This place is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And Slacky too. That's a compound what everybody's saying also too. This goes to show you. I mean, UPK, man. I mean, if you ain't here, General say a clown, he for real with that. You understand what I'm saying? GEN.YAHANNA had a class and he brought it out, and he broke it all the way down that they are actually creating this LGBTQ community. They're creating it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing as you're born that way, because that girl wasn't born that way. That girl came to school one day and said, "What? I felt like a boy," and guess what? She was created into a boy by her counselor.
Right.
You understand? Which lets you know you ain't born that way. You were never born that way. You know what I mean? You born that way. What you saying is the Most High, he make a mistake. You know what I mean? When you the one making the mistake in going into that lust, you understand? Like giving into that lust, you making a mistake. You know what I mean? Which shows you again, you know what I mean? You nothing here, that's what's going to take your sons and daughters, the counselor in school.
Yeah.
And you the one supposed to be counseling your kid. Your kid come with you with that type of problem, you're gonna get the right help for your kid. Not the counselor in school. You depending on them? Oh no. They're gonna turn him all the way in, turn her all the way in. You know what I mean? And Slacky have
please.
I sent you a video there. I don't know.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Which shows you like where they really want to take it. This year is, and what school this was? This was an elementary school?
Yeah, in California.
Right. No, now you're gonna see the video, Captain Meshach. If you could play it, it's gonna take you all the way to children. You understand? Where they want to take it, which lane they're creating kids like this.
Yeah.
It's had nothing to do with your being born like that. You know what I mean? You saying you're born like that is the oppressor trying to, give you an excuse into, being part of that community.
To be followed by
Mark Dice.
To be followed by Wendy Bravo. To be followed by Jimmy Knott.
Thank you. I'm Professor Mark Dice. I teach gender studies at California State University, and my colleagues and I across the country have been making tremendous progress in shattering the gender binary. We've introduced, as you know, a growing list of over 57 different gender identities. Many people don't know which gender they want to be. It's an extremely creative process. The reason I'm here is obviously the college students, young adults, their minds still fairly malleable. But we've seen the Don't Say Gay bill being passed in Florida. And if we're going to truly succeed in the New World Order, we're going to have to reach the younger children. And maybe on a local level, we could start with introducing ordinances to ban even identifying anyone as a gender at all. And if we can stop referring to the children as just boys, girls, he's or she's, until they're old enough to decide, perhaps then we can complete let's just be honest here, the Marxist revolution. We can get to the point where a lot of us can shed the label of a Democrat and just openly admit that we are Marxists. And we've made such progress. The LGBT community and the acronym has grown to LGBTQAI+. but still a lot of people aren't sure what any of these acronyms stand for. Repealing the First Amendment on a national level may be a little bit difficult, but we've seen surveys conducted on the Oceanside Pier that there are a lot of people that are willing to accept that. So we're just recommending the Bilderberg Group, think tank, some of our associates, the World Economic Forum are recommending that on local levels, we prevent the gendering of children at all. As you know, children will believe virtually anything at a young age. They believe that a man in a red suit flies around and brings presents to them every Christmas. And if we can convince them that there is no such thing as gender, that boys can be girls, girls can be boys, that men can get pregnant, that women can have external genitals, penises, then I think that we'll be able to really succeed in what it is that we're trying to do here. The cultural Marxism is in a collegiate level. Everyone's familiar with critical race theory.
I don't want. This is why I don't understand. If any one of us go into one of these town hall meetings, they're gonna cut our time short.
Yep.
They're not gonna let us run on as much as he gets to run on there with this nonsense he talking about. Don't let them be identified as boy, girl, whatever. You come in there with that damn green hair. I already know what you are. You there. All you missing is the white makeup and the smile. You a goddamn joker. You want to have sex with everybody's child. That's exactly what it is they want. And them school counselors in them schools, you're absolutely right about how they operate at. Because I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I had a situation with my daughter a few years ago, just before the COVID. It was in March, because I was in the process of going to the DC public schools, the board about the situation. And she had an issue with some young girls in the school. Right now, the young girl, her mother is lesbian. And the young girl is one of these half emo, black nail polish, wearing these big ass 10-inch boots to school and have these little friends. So, of course, my daughter is absolutely nowhere close to that type of lifestyle. So they're picking on her, right? Now, a whole physical situation happened when my daughter ended up getting the bad end of the stick. So now I'm in that school trying to figure out what the hell going on, who was where, who was watching. They put me to talk to this counselor who does have dealing with conflicts in the school. Now, the counselor is a flaming gay man. Absolutely flaming. I'm talking to them and I'm asking him dead questions. Okay, what time this happened? Which teachers was there? Where's the other person? And I notice he's not answering me, all the way right. He stops the whole questioning thing. He say, hold on 1 second. And now I'm thinking, okay, there's a situation going on I don't know about. He flees the room. So I say, what's going on? He's like, I'm not feeling comfortable in here.
Wow.
And I'm going to call somebody. And I'm like, this is who you're going to have dealing with children. So now imagine he's dealing with a straight up man, a father in a situation, and he cannot take the intensity of the situation. Imagine how how it would flow when he's just dealing with the children. And they put him there to deal with that all the way. In these schools, y'all better, I'm telling you, if you ain't doing it yet, y'all better actively invest in this thing and go in there and see what's going on. Question people and don't be afraid to ask no questions and see the type of feedback you get. The type of feedback you get, because they have all these people up in these schools and they are actually steering your children into a certain way. Children are impressionable, extremely impressionable. Their experiences form who they are in them formative years. Now imagine you have some LGBTQ trying to negotiate an offense that happened where this person should be put under the damn jail or at least kicked out of the damn school. And because you identify with that black nail polish wearing lesbian mother-daughter, because you identify with her means I have to suffer? No. And listen, I ain't even aggressive or anything, but I don't see exactly what it is going on. He ain't dealing with no straight up man answering man questions. And he said, listen, I had to stop this because I'm uncomfortable. I say uncomfortable about what? He said, this whole thing has me uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable when my daughter was getting violated. Right. That wasn't uncomfortable to you. You didn't call the other girl parents and be like, what's going on here makes me uncomfortable. But now dealing with somebody straight up, head on, that makes you uncomfortable because you can't get to bully children and create an environment that bullies young, innocent children. You don't thrive on that environment that damn near punks a child into bending to your will. That's really what it is. So when I see this thing here about the counselors and the teacher in the school and they're allowing these drag people to come in the school there and perform, it's a full-on agenda to take your children away from you. It's a full-on agenda to take your children away from you. I always say, thank the Lord for the COVID, man. Because the COVID should have given everybody an insight into what's going on in your schools because of all that homeschool. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Slack.
And as you're saying too, you know what I mean, what you're saying is so heavy because the Lord said it in the Bible. The Lord said, train a child up in the way he or she should go. You understand? Now you depending on the school to do that for what? How much hours a child spend in school? What? Close to 8 hours?
I'm near 8.
And then when she comes or he comes back home, you tired, you just come home from work, so you got to cook, you got to do this. They're really spending the majority of their life in school. And now if you have these type of teachers, these type of counselors, you know what I mean, dealing with your kids, you gonna really have to make more time, as Captain Meshach said, and you gotta invest time to see what's going on with your child in that school. Or else you're gonna have an issue. Or else you're gonna have a son coming home saying he feels like a woman. You're gonna have a woman coming home saying he feels like he's a man.
God, and if I could, I volunteered in schools and worked in schools. It's a lot of things going on in these schools. All our people need to, like Captain Meshach was saying, be looking into it and checking on these things. You got the oppressor in there manipulating children all day, especially our children, manipulating the hell out of them. I remember one time I was volunteering, working in a class. The class was supposedly like a slow learning class, and there was a brother in there, and there was an oppressor girl who was really running around running amok. But the brother, he was cool, but they would give all the attention to the oppressor girl that was running amok, and then kind of call on him randomly, and he wouldn't know what was going on. So I told him, I said, look, this is what you do. Do all the answers on the page that y'all gonna do. So they say, go to page 48 today. Do all the answers, and then when they call on you, you'll already have the answer written down, and you won't be caught off guard. So he started doing that. Then they start they start calling on him. He knew the answers already, and they start saying, "Oh wow, you're doing great," and the whole class was impressed and this and that. That's the type of things that's going on in here. You know what I mean? They dumbing down some of our kids. You think they trying to make sure that that's what I said. You just gotta watch it. You gotta watch what's going on in these schools, what school your kid is going into, take an investment in it. And the main thing is they need to be learning this truth. There's some things that school ain't going to teach you.
That's right.
So, like, if I may too, and what Captain Meshach, Captain Nite, Captain Kapash, what y'all said is so heavy. And just for all those people out there that think now that you can support unrighteousness and now in one area and not get it in another, this is your fault. So many of you terrible parents defended getting high. And the fact of the matter is, this LGBT movement was able to come into these schools because many of you are too damn high to see what's going on and to have the time to dedicate the time, like Captain Nite said. Like you said, they already there 8 hours of the day. Is what 16 hours of the day left. You getting high, you're exacerbating the problem. Like you're not attentive as everybody thinks you are. And a lot of people try to say, well, weed makes me a better parent. No, it doesn't. It made you unaware of what's really going on in these schools, and you're not paying attention to these changes and these little things that if you weren't high, you would see in your child. Like every day I pick my daughter up, I watch just from everything. I watch the kids. I try to see the certain faces that she's go to, keeping track of the names I'm hearing. I'm constantly just assessing and analyzing everything. And I couldn't imagine me being able to have that spirit of being in charge and looking after my daughter properly if I was a drug addict, if I was smoking weed. So you weed smokers that think you can be a good parent and still get high, this is largely your fault. It's a block it.
That's right.
If I could, isn't it ironic on the right-hand side under Commander Gen.YAHANNA that people coming into our schools and no longer identifying as drug addicts, drug dealers, and every vile thing. So on the right-hand side, brothers are coming into the school and changing their lives for the better. Right. I mean, versus the other side where there's total confusion, where they don't know what to identify as, versus coming into the school, getting all black, and no longer identified as a murderer, a drug dealer, drug addict, and every evil thing under the earth. So the lines are clearly being set. Like, you gotta choose, no in between. You gotta choose which side you're on. You're either gonna be identifying as a righteous man and righteous sister, or you're gonna be identifying as the LGBTQ or whatever the hell they have going on that side.
Let's see. That's so correct.
You're gonna have to choose now. You're gonna have to choose now. You know what I mean? Let me get just a little bit more old Big Frida here.
Girlfriend to a handsome trans man, and I'm also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful. Growing up in this town, my mother always told me to love myself for who I am, not what I am not. Not all of us can be as lucky and have support. In fact, I knew friends in school who would bring an entire change of clothes with them so they could dress the way that they felt inside and be free of persecution they would feel at home for the sideways man. One of the first things we learn in a healthy family is trust, and unfortunately, some parents don't trust their children when they say, "This is me," and they make that decision for them. That may make the child fearful from the people that claim to be trying to protect them. These children may see the hate and prejudice at home for people just like them, and the only place they can really be themselves is at school. Every child needs to control when they out themselves. I never had to out myself. Everyone always knew that I was just different. I was just Joey. But if you take away this ability, the control from these children to out themselves, you are forcefully putting them into a possibly violent household.
Listen, now this is the thing. Like words is so heavy, brother, because of course the out he talking about is like coming out the closet.
Yep.
You out yourself. But in sports, when you out, you lost. You had to step off, so you done lost to somebody else. So it just in the spiritual side of it, telling a child out yourself is like you no longer in the game. Like you out, like baseball, you're out. Like in the islands and for the brothers in the UK, they're familiar with cricket, where you struck out or you out. Them wickets gone, you're out. So that whole thing about a child outing himself, it's now you're no longer in the game. You're no longer in fighting to win. You out yourself. You took yourself out of the game, which is really what it is, because you the L in the LGBTQ or the G in the LGBTQ. You are not producing any sort of life. You're not, procreating. You're not further advancing the human race. You actually taking yourself out of something. And now you have this old big 6'3", 320-pound man in a dress with hair and a beard talking about he's a girlfriend.
So like it, sir. What you said is so heavy. Not only they out the game, you just out your goddamn mind.
God damn. That's what it is. Oh. The child had to out themselves. Like you giving a child responsibility. Like that's what you're doing. You're giving a child a certain amount of responsibility where you let them out themselves. You're trying to make the child into an adult so you could use that young innocent child for whatever pleasure you want to, until the child is no longer attractive to you. And now the child graduates into the abuser. I guess that's where it's going. That's crazy, man. This place is an absolute crazy place. What's going on here, man? Y'all better come find the Israelite school, or you become Command GEN.YAHANNA quick.
That's it.
And the Command GEN.YAHANNA quickly, because boy, this is going to be, your child's teacher Monday morning. This is going to be the TA. This is going to be teacher's assistants. This is going to be the substitute teacher Monday morning. And that child is going to have to sit there and call this person ma'am or miss.
Boy.
Call this person ma'am or miss. Listen, and your child is going to have to hug this person on senior's day or at the end of the semester.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? This how to take pictures with this thing right here. Sister Makodash says he wasting a really nice dress. The dress is unholy. It's absolutely unholy. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous out here, man. It's absolutely ridiculous out here.
And it's so crazy too. Like, okay, why certain things they put an age limit on, like drinking, they put an age limit on, driving, they put an age limit on, putting a gun in the hand, they put an age limit on. Why not just let them make the mind up if they want to drive, if they want to drink, if they want to, own a gun. Go all the way with it. Go all the way crazy with it. Or do it.
Or put an age limit on outing yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be at least 18 to out yourself. Until then, you got to stay in the crease, stay in the base and bat. Stay in the base and bat. Face that ball coming down there. Swing, nigga. Stay in there and swing.
Yeah.
Like that's really crazy, man. Like, and okay, on the back of that, there's another story on the list. Let me see which one it is. Give me number. Where's the gender bending drugs?
Oh man, yeah, read about that. That crazy.
These top 6 gender bending drugs. That one on the Disney one. That's the one I definitely want to get, man. Number 4 is the Disney one. Give me number 4 and number 13.
13, sir.
Yeah, number 13.
Which one you want first, sir?
13.
Kawakan. Exclusive. U.S. experts call for crackdown on gender-bending chemicals found in food. These are the other everyday items that are loaded with toxins. Experts are calling on America to crack down on the amount of gender-bending chemicals found in many everyday items after health officials in Europe slashed the cap to a new low. Bisphenol, a BPA, is an industrial chemical used in the production of plastics and aluminum cans that is present in a wide range of consumer products, from canned soups to sunglasses. But experts have known for decades that BPA is an endocrine disruptor, meaning it can imitate the body's hormones and interfere with the production and response to natural hormones like estrogen. European officials drastically reduced the maximum amount of BPA by 20,000 times after finding that millions of people are likely consuming too much of the dangerous chemical, further widening the gap between what the EU considers acceptable versus the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Matthew Cassell, director.
If I could, Kazak, I remember a few years ago, Command GEN.YAHANNA brought out the whole study with Johns Hopkins, where they was doing, you could go look this up, where they had a whole budget studying anal probing in black men and what makes black men homosexual. He brought that out in DC, and everybody say, well, he crazy, that ain't happening. And then the whole thing came out of what they was doing in Johns Hopkins University. On top of that, they talk about the chemicals they was dumping in the damn Potomac River down here in DC, and they were starting to get frogs and fishes that was not bisexual as it was having both male and female starting to morph with it.
Right.
You know, you can't really tell what the hell it is. You know what I mean? And he brought that up. Now you hearing these European countries is now looking into the ingredients there, and they call it these gender bending drugs. You know, and you know why these European countries are looking into these drugs now? Anybody know why? They say the European countries is looking into it and seeing exactly what's causing these, you know, these having these hormone blockers that would make a man into a man and a woman into a woman. These European countries are looking into it because war is on the horizon. And they need men to be men, and they need women to be women in order to go to war.
Okay.
War is absolutely on the horizon, and they don't want to go to war. And now, you know, okay, war lasts long, you know. War ain't like, you know, a football season. Once war breaks out, it's years of this thing. You don't want to have no gender bending going on. Like this oppressor, he understands that when it comes down to the real nitty-gritty of it, the real rubber meets the road thing, this, you know, colorful LGBTQ, they ain't got no place in that situation.
Right.
You're gonna need a man to be a man, a man to be a soldier, and a woman to be a woman. And you ain't gonna have no time for old big ass Frida. You know what I mean?
Come on, sir.
If I could add in there, the part of that Johns Hopkins University, they were looking into how to prevent unwanted pregnancies. That was part of some of the MO of the anal male study, you know, working towards preventing unwanted pregnancies. What they don't want, like the scripture say, wake up the mighty men. They don't want to go off and have their war and having us multiplying. That's the same thing Egypt said. Lest they multiply. You understand? They don't want us to be multiplying. They want us to be, because they're gonna end up shooting this gender bending ray at us. You know, they've already been doing it. The feminization of the black male been a topic for almost 20 years now. It's been something that's been going on in the echelons of this society for a while now. You know, what they don't want is they don't want UPK men. They don't want men like us. You understand? They don't want masculine men that are the black community, because when they go off and do their war, they know our power gonna grow. You understand? They're threatened by it.
If I can get a scripture, sir.
It's like, I think Cap Mashak is frozen. Oh, okay, he's back.
Salaki.
It's like, if I get a scripture.
Go ahead. Salaki, hold on. Kapashi was done?
Yeah, Khan, that was it.
Maybe let's repeat the last part. I know it kind of timed out for a second.
Oh, I was saying,
let's repeat that last part you were saying.
Khan, I was saying they don't want us to become strong while they're off at war, because they're threatened by our power.
Right.
They're threatened by our power. You know, they understand. This is how the oppressor sees it. He knows there's enemies, foreign and domestic. That's how he sees it. So that's another reason why they want the gender bending to be pushed at us, and they're doing studies to prevent unwanted pregnancies. What are they talking about? They're talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know?
Exactly. Absolutely. That's so right. You know what I mean? I don't know if you all remember. I will come to you right back, all right? I don't know if you all remember when that show that Commander GEN.YAHANNA did with, you know, when he went into what is a woman. And in as he was going through the special that they had, there was a section in there where they talk about these hormone blockers that they was giving these kids in these you know, gender treatment camps, similar to what Big Frida was just talking about and the mother. similar to that what Kazak was just reading in the article with how they had these endocrine blockers. They're adjusting your child young. They're definitely doing it. It's for sure part of their agenda, and we hearing about it more, where they're talking about giving them hormone blockers to delay their puberty, their development. In other words, you want to keep them as neutral as you could for the longest long, so that you could now have your way with these children. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Awarium.
Count, if I get, I'll pull Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's that part there that says, if not, where and who is he? Is a direct challenge to all Christians. I mean, if you see all these things happening today, and you're seeing the evil that's happening in the schools and the churches and so forth, and you can't identify who the devil is, then the issue is with you, right? That's why I said, if not, where and who is he? That's a direct challenge to anybody who's saying that this man is not the devil. Because only if you put together a list of what in your mind you would think that the devil would do, put together just a list of all the evil he would do, and compared to what this devil has done on the earth, right? The oppressor has done on the earth, it's no question that who he is, right? And you have to completely ignore all the evil he's done to not identify him as the devil the Bible speaks of. Salak.
Salak, can I? Shalom, Yahushua. Can I say one thing? I want to add on to that. It's just so come. It's just so heavy what the brother bringing out about, being the devil and who's the oppressor, because like the Lord is so merciful. He giving everybody a time to get all this out their system. He letting all this wickedness fill up the wine press. You know what I'm saying? Like even down to the point where he allowed them to create their own intelligence. They call it artificial intelligence. And in a minute, they're going to be implementing that in these schools. And they're going to say, well, I didn't teach them that. Artificial intelligence taught them that. So a lot of those things is getting ready. They're going to merge a lot of this into their technology, just like they did with racism. Racism has went digital as well. You know what I'm saying? So these things here is also a way for them to try to deceive us also in these last days, man. But for sure, man, we got the Bible said, don't be deceived by any means. Let no man deceive you by any means. And that's what they're trying to do. They put all these different fabricated groups among us and then make this part of our culture, when that right there is against the Lord, man. So we should reject that. I yield.
Yep. Like they definitely at this point, they don't have no shame about what they're doing at this point. You know what I mean? They have everything out in the open, and it is what it is. Like now, like you imagine, look at this thing. What America gets wrong about gender medicine? Like there's medicine for the gender. You know what I mean? Like that's absolutely crazy. That's an insane thing. And okay, if there's medicine for the gender, where they're trying to make a man more feminine and a woman more masculine, surely they could make a man more masculine and make a woman more feminine. Like this oppressor, he has resources and uses the resources backwards. Like you have resources to, modify food, but you make the food less nutritional. And surely you could make the food more nutritional and more abundant. You get the point? Like he's able to do and modify certain things, and instead of doing it that could benefit people, that could benefit this and benefit that, you do it for the opposite reason, which is why you need somebody over you. Which is why the Lord said one nation will rule the other, Like, you need to be ruled over.
That's
You like
right.
a mad scientist that somebody needs to come in the damn lab and hit you a cane across your back and tell you, no, make more of this and less of that. Because leave it up to you. You will just destroy everything and laugh and you know, yes, and be satisfied with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the one who need the slave master.
That's
You're
right.
the one who need to be checked and to be told when to work and when to stop, because you don't know what the hell you're doing with the power that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely do not know anything about what you're doing. If you have the ability to make a man more feminine and a woman more masculine, surely you could create the ultimate masculine man and the ultimate feminine woman. But that's too normal and too holy for you. That's too good. You need a whole cross-dressing something. You know what I mean? You need that thing to come in there. You need old Big Frida to come in there and say, I'm somebody's girlfriend.
Right.
Go ahead.
Cap, you're right. That would be too righteous. And for a carnal man, that would be too spiritual to make a man more masculine and a woman more feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like, they show you that this man is he operating in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't govern himself with his medicine or technology. I remember they was giving out LSD. I remember they was saying they was supposed to make a person wonder about their gender, all them psychedelic drugs and all this stuff. But they putting all this medicine, which is damn near the witchcraft that they trying to do, which is the Lord is against that. You know what I'm saying? So all his sorcery and all these things that he's trying to come up with is in direct opposition against God. You know what I'm saying? It's direct opposition against God, and God gonna answer that. Just like he did with Moses when he turned his staff into a snake. You know what I'm saying? And swallow all the other staffs. So he gonna deal with all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want us to be alpha. He don't want the man to be the alpha male and our sisters to be all the way a woman. He don't want that.
Right.
That's too much. That's too much like the kingdom of heaven. That's too ancient for him. He want to be quote unquote progressive and into the new millennium. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord about to press the reset button. I yield.
As I was saying last week too, I don't, you know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's almost like with the so-called oppressor, is like he survives in chaos. You know what I mean? Like he works well in chaos. We don't. You know what I mean? He creates a world where everything is upside down and he is comfortable, making millions and just living. You know what I mean? To him, you know what I mean, this, you know what I mean, we're looking at it as a chaotic world and Christ needs to come back and destroy it. He is looking at it as a wonderful place and he wants the whole entire earth to be like America.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he love it when there's chaos out there. You know what I mean? He want to be he want to create the problem and deal and also be the one to extinguish the problem. You know what I mean? Which is, you know what I mean, crazy. You know what I mean?
Like he as you say, he thrives in the chaos. He thrives in the chaos. If I could get two scriptures, please. Somebody could pull Ecclesiastes 7:13 and then Isaiah 29:16, please. Let me get Ecclesiastes first.
Ecclesiastes 7 verse 13. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he has made crooked?
Right, and that's exactly what this is here. Like this oppressor, as you always just bringing out, like he can't function when things is right. Like if he could, he would make the rain go up from the earth instead of coming down from the sky. If he could, the soil would rain into the sky. He would make everything backwards. He would make trees grow from the clouds if he could. And all this is in an effort with his pride to show what he can do. Because he's so against the Lord, because he's been made crooked. And you cannot make him straight. You can't. And listen, it's so spiritual. We're talking about the damn LGBTQ, where the Lord said you cannot be made straight. That's it. You done. you are a full out deviant. Look at this thing here. Like look at this thing here. Like even like nobody's safe. This is Disney's. That's the other story we want to go into. This is Disney's Pride Night. More like Disney Fright Night, where this is a tribute to the LGBTQ community, brother. And I mean, okay, it was so right how Disney had it in the beginning, where the jury's still out on whether Goofy is a dog or a cow. I thought it was a cow. People say he a dog. He had his little girlfriend on the cow. Mickey had Minnie, and Donald had Daffy, right? That's her name. Not Daffy. What's her name? I forget her the goddamn name. I think Daffy's another duck. Another male duck. Daisy duck, Salaki. But no, so who gonna be going with who? Is Daisy gonna be going with Minnie? Is Mickey gonna be going with the Donald? Like what's going to happen to these characters that these kids are able to learn the gender roles from? You watching this growing up. Minnie and the female duck have on a dress with a skirt and high heels. Even the cow have on the high heels. The men wearing the pants and shoes. What are they going to do with this Pride Night? What is they going to turn this thing into, man? Like, you listen, y'all better go to war on all fronts. Y'all better arm them children up with the spirit of the Lord. Because this is what's going to be in the schools, man. This is what's going to be out there. This is absolutely crazy. Let me get that other scripture too, please. Isaiah 29 and 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Surely the turning of things upside down shall be esteemed, because that's what had to happen. Like the Lord had to come and turn this thing over, because what he's doing here is absolutely backward. It's absolutely backwards, and it's flying under the radar because for decades we've been taught that you could let the children watch TV and let them, these cartoons is for entertainment. It's for fun, and you know how to watch what they're watching, but you better watch what they're watching.
Right.
You better see what they're watching. You better go and watch all them childhood stars that come out on Nickelodeon and Disney Channel and hear about all the abuse that drove them to commit suicide that they've been having up in there. Now they're going to make the damn cartoon into the LGBTQ parade. There's nowhere safe for your children.
That's right.
But in the Israelite school of UPK.
That's
a young boy could be a boy.
That's right.
A young girl gets to be a girl and to be a princess, man, and grow up with that, and grow up with holding on to the old values and the traditional values.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep reading, so
For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not?
Right? So now what, you're gonna look to the Lord and say to the Lord who made your dumb behind that the Lord didn't make you? Like the Lord didn't make you into a man, now you a woman? Or the Lord didn't make you into a woman, now you a man? Right. Go ahead.
Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had not no understanding?
Right, and that's what you're going to say. The thing framed, you put into a frame of a man, you have a masculine frame. Shall you now turn to the Lord who done made you like pottery, like from the potter's clay? Like you going to turn to the Lord now and say, well, the Lord don't understand that you just a woman trapped in a man's body or a man trapped in a woman's body? Nah, Christ had to come and turn this thing upside down.
Let's say.
Christ had to come and make this world fall on its head because you're sick. Absolutely sick. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to this Disney cast. I want to know what's going to happen to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. What is going to turn into?
Oh boy!
Because brother, a duck and a mouse together. Yikes! It's going to be insane. Daisy and Minnie going to be, what they going to do? What you going to make them do? Man, listen. So somebody, we could jump to that story too with the Disney Nite. I think that's number 4, Kazak.
Yeah.
Kawakan. Disneyland will host its first ever Pride Night this coming Pride Month. Here's what to know. Disneyland will host its first official Pride Night this year to celebrate the LGBTQ community and allies. Not to be confused with Gay Days, which are organized by a third party. Disneyland After Dark Pride Night will be held on 2 nights in June to coincide with Pride Month. The new after-hours event debuts as Disney continues to come under fire for its inclusivity and opposition to Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay law restricting speech on sexual orientation and gender identity in public school classrooms. But it's not the first Pride event at a Disney park. Disneyland Paris Pride began in 2019, and Disney puts out a whole collection of Pride merchandise annually. Here's what to know about Disneyland's Pride Night in California. Disneyland After Dark Pride Night will be held on June 13th and June 15th at California's Disneyland Park. The specially ticketed event officially begins at 9 p.m. each night.
So, like, did it say After Dark Pride Night? After Dark? Like, listen, I just had caught that. I said, hold on. There's something like for adult. Like you say after dark this, or after dark that. The children should be in bed after dark.
That's right.
So they have oh my goodness. This is just goes to show you that we are living in Sodom and Gomorrah all over again.
Right.
And this Bible is more and more truer every day that goes by, man. I just wanted to say that. Salakia, I didn't mean to cut you off. But I just noticed when they said after dark, I'm like, after dark Pride Night for kids? This is crazy. Salakia.
Yeah. That's so heavy too, because they're saying that. Like, you know what I mean? Like why do it in the night? Why not do it in the day? It's Disney World, right? But which goes to show you, you know what I mean, what they're trying to push, you know what I mean, on us here. They're trying to push their lifestyle on us. We ain't trying to push our lifestyle on you. But why are you trying to do it on us now? Because there's an agenda. And they know that agenda is to further destroy it's going to destroy our nation. You understand? It's going to destroy our nation. Like with them, you know what I mean, they could strive in that. They've been doing it, you know what I mean, ever since. You understand? Having that whole LGBTQ community right in the midst of them, and they live well. But when it comes to us, we are the ones that are going to get the hard end of the stick, as the Lord say. And give me Hosea, I think it's Hosea what? 3. I think it's Hosea 3:1, where he say, I would punish you for your for your iniquity.
Right.
You the family only that I have known.
Right.
I think it's Hosea. Hosea.
Amos.
3:1. Go ahead.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying.
So he's speaking to a specific people, to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? He's speaking specifically to us. Read on.
You only have I known.
What is the Most High saying?
You only have I known.
Right? You only have I known is like your father. He only knows you. You understand? Your mom, they only know you. They're not going to correct, you know what I mean, some Joe Bloke, you know what I mean, Johnny come lately, son or daughter. They're going to correct you. And the Most High is correcting. He's saying he's going to correct us. Read on.
Of all the families of the earth.
Yeah, of all the families on the earth. Read on.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
You understand? The Lord will punish us for our iniquity. You understand? You wonder why you're the best at everything, but yet still you're at the bottom of the food chain? Because it's a punishment we are in as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. It's a punishment. You run the fastest, you jump the highest, you dress the best, you do everything better than every other nation, but yet and still you're at the bottom of the food chain.
That's right.
Yet and still. Watch Disney. Disney gonna have the night for Pride.
Right.
You go have a night for Pride and you're gonna get AIDS.
Be proud of that. Be proud of that.
You're gonna get cancer. You're gonna get the whole. You want the alphabet? You're gonna get the alphabet of venereal disease.
They're gonna get the STD. They're gonna get the HIV. they're gonna get the HSV 1, 2, and 3. HIV 1, 2, 3, 4. They're gonna get all the alphabet. So
yes.
Go ahead.
No, you're right. You know what I mean? I think it'll be a mixture between COVID and gonorrhea you're gonna get, or the monkeypox. The Lord know how to. He know how to deal with us. All right, go ahead, Khan Salak.
No, I just wanted to say something, man. You know, it's when you think about this whole thing, how like what they doing with the kids, man. We was out at camp today in New Orleans. Shout out to I.S.U.P.K, Louisiana on the Mata Bar, Officer Mata Bar. I noticed something, right? So now we got young brothers coming in. I mean, like 13, 12, 15. You know, the young brothers, man, coming in and they all black holding posts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to get their name. And the oppressor is looking at them like they hearing us speak, but they're looking at those young brothers like that's what they're afraid of. It's like, man, these are 12, 13-year-old boys in their camp. Like they understand it. It's a fight for our children. That's what it's the war. Like, of course, they didn't damage a lot of us, but they really fighting for our children because our children are untouched in a way by this world. And then now, if you can shape their education, like the Bible say, train up a child in the way they should go, training up them, meaning directing their growth. These young boys, and I'll tell you something else too. The young girls saw how these young boys were standing. And they seeing these young boys being shaped into men in the I.S.U.P.K. And it's a beautiful sight to see a young brother standing masculine with black boots on, black pants, black shirt, war scarf, and he out there listening to the words of the Lord and standing with the priest. It's no better sight than I can see other than that, man, on these streets, man. Because a 14-year-old is being turned into a homosexual in some of these private schools, and on the other side, over with the gang violence, you got 14-year-olds getting shot up in Chicago. They had one just die this week. 14 years old, a baby. You understand? So we in a fight. We in a warfare for our children.
Right.
You understand? It's a hell of a fight. What Captain Shock was bringing out earlier was just so heavy, man. They talking about being they don't understand how uncomfortable we can make them.
Right.
Damn, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get in trouble. But they, you know what I'm saying? But look, when it comes to our children, you playing with fire. And the Lord said that our children is his inheritance. That's what the Lord said. The children is his inheritance. So they belong to him.
Right.
So if you don't, what did the Lord tell us in Egypt? I mean, in the wilderness, if you don't want to go, I'll take your children. He always got a way of countering the evil, but they trying to destroy our children from the inception, man. But then they want to criticize critical race theory, but look, they pushing LGBTQI theory and all these other things, man. Instead of just calling it United States history, it happened in the United States, but they got to play these word games. They got to play these word games with you now. You see, you can't deceive a man that got a spirit of discernment. You can't deceive us. These schools want to play these word games about when it comes to race, but did it happen on American soil? So why don't just call it American history? Because you don't want to call it American history because it's talking about us.
Right.
I yield.
Right. Like they ain't gonna never have no critical Holocaust theory.
Right.
They'll never ever have that. They'll never have critical Holocaust theory and, you know, the Germans feeling bad. They'll never have that thing. But when it comes to us, brother, it's, you know, it's something else. You know what I mean? Like, oh boy, I saw a tape recently. Hold on, let me see if I could find it here. And this was one of the most Uncle Tom things I've seen in a long time, brother. Like I didn't even know this brand of Uncle Tom was still around, bro. Like that was a strong brand of Uncle Tom. Wherever they had him curing it, it got to be about, I don't know, maybe about 25 years strong, like a good scotch. Because it's what he was saying. What he was saying, Salakia, brother. He was curing in a cask, in a old, you know, in a one of them, you know, the curved cask drum or whatever it is. He was definitely curing in a vat. Oh boy, I need to find it. Give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna find it for you, brother. It's an insane video, and it's showing you just how far we would go to make the oppressor comfortable. You know what I mean?
Like to cap too while you finding the video. I just wanted to build on what behind Captain Kahan and what he said was so heavy, how it's a war for our children. Like I think back to how in Sodom and Gomorrah, because of course America is spiritually Sodom in Egypt, and you read in Sodom and Gomorrah in chapter Genesis 19 and verse 4, it says that not only were the old men were in this lust and trying to do this evil thing, it says the old and the young man. So it really just show you that America is following after the true spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like it's not good enough now for the adults to make a decision to be an alternative lifestyle. They gotta now get the young man, and that's really what it's always been about. And so, like even these different stories, and I'm reading about the parent secrecy, and then the Disney After Dark. Like these are code words. If anybody ever took a counseling class about molestation, these are words that you tell your children to avoid, like certain concepts and words to avoid, like secrecy and after dark. These are concepts where it's directly linked to molestation and sexual abuse, and it shouldn't be things that are attributed to children. We're talking about secrecy and after dark. Like this whole thing, it's a war for our children, like Captain Hunt said. Like,
that's a lot. Right. Can I add one thing too? And you know what's so crazy? It's like they always talk about grooming. Like when they talk about sex trafficking and pedophiles, one of the words they use is grooming. They are grooming our youth. They're trying to groom them in this type of situation. Which just goes to show you that it's all evil. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have all kind of different things. You sexualizing young children at a young age. You sexualizing our children at a young age, man. And this right here is just showing you that this place is evil. And just let's not forget, this all is happening under the watch of these civil rights leaders. It's happening under the watch of these pastors and these black politicians. Let's not forget that. For all those out there listening that want to get married with a UPK, remember whose watch it went down under. The people that you elected, the people that you hold in high esteem in Black America and the Latino and Native American Indian culture, it's going down on their watch. It's only one group that's blowing the trumpet, and that's the ISUPK under command of GEN.YAHANNA. Only one group.
That's right. That's right.
And that just is what it is, man. They letting it happen. They see what's going on, but they didn't got paid that hush money. They got paid that LGBTQI money. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? They didn't got paid that, and they didn't sacrifice our children unto devils, as the scriptures say it.
I found the video, but it's giving me some problems to play on this side. A warrior Okay, you using a computer or a tablet?
On a computer, sir.
Okay, I just sent you the link, right? See if you could pull it, open it, and you could do a screen share. I think they just give you an option to do a screen share. See if you could play it from yours, and I'll just make it big. But it's an Instagram video. And let's see real quick. Once we're done with this, we probably move over to China, because China executing a plan like, ooh wee.
So I can say
I sent it to both your Facebook messengers.
And that's something going on in Sudan. I think General Q put something share something there with us where they evacuating, the US embassy evacuating Sudan.
I think that's on the list.
Yeah.
That story is also on the list.
That's the last one.
Yeah, we're gonna jump on it real quick. I want to see if we get a link.
Last, sir.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Maybe if I could put maybe I could put the link in the chat, and somebody could open it. Somebody who on a computer.
Yeah, you could do it. I'll try and open it.
Yeah. Well, let me just send it straight to your messenger, because it's giving me some problems to open.
You could put it in the chat, because on my computer I don't think I got I don't know if it gonna sign in on my messenger.
You can just copy the link and see. Let me see if I'm able to copy the whole link. I think I worry you get it. It sounds like you get it.
Come on my phone, sir. But if you can send my email, I can pull it up.
Okay. Send it from your phone. Just send it to your email from your phone.
Come on, sir. I'm trying it right now.
Well, this one, I don't know if we might be able. Now, let me play non-fact video in the meantime. I might be able to get that one. We'll play this one after. This one with the twins non-fact. You wanted it from a certain place?
What twins?
You just sent me one.
No. That's some after. You could do it after. That wasn't for tonight, so lucky.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. All right. There's me one. Let me try one more thing here and see. All right. Okay, now let's place it in the chat. Let's see if you're able to open.
Yeah.
Because it ain't opening for me at all. If not, we just skip it. But boy, this brother here, older brother, and he's just, advocating for this oppressor and really demonizing the only way to be rid of the oppression. The only way. You know what I mean? Okay, I worry me get.
Come on, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, I worry. Just put the volume up.
Sucks.
Yeah, click that bar. It's muted right at the bottom right of the video. Have a little. Nah, this is the video here, right?
Walk safely.
I know you're gonna stop it over. Maybe refresh the page. But that's the video right there. I don't know who this is. They say he's some black father on some town hall meeting. Look like he on Dr. Phil. You had to open up the adjust the volume quickly. Listen to him.
Blacks who owned 12,000 slaves. Do they pay? Blacks really benefited more the first 100 years after slavery we have in the last 50 years. I was born in 1937 during the Depression. 98% of the households had a man and a woman raising children. Elderly people could walk safely in that community without fear of being assaulted by their grandchildren. Never heard of gunfire during that time. Never heard of a child being shot to death in the crib. But there are 50 children today who have been shot and killed in our cities. You talk about remedies, we've got to look beyond saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression.
Listen, brother, I don't know where they pull him out of. I don't know what behind what rock they pull him out of, brother. But I could not believe he would say this in 2023. I could not believe he would say something like this. I don't know if you heard it. He said there was black people who own 12,000 slaves. So are we gonna make them pay reparations too? Negro, there was Native Indian tribes who owned slaves on paper, but there wasn't slaves in the tribe. There was members of our people who went and bought the slaves to make them free. I don't know what the hell he talking about. He has zero idea of history. Then to go on and say that we benefited more in the first 100 years after slavery with zero context to say, is he saying that slavery made us better? Is it that what he's saying? And it's so muddied where now you have all these shootings and black people killing black people. He ain't mentioned nothing about the oppressor killing us.
Right. Right.
He mentioned nothing about the systematic racism and the prejudice in the judicial system. Nothing like that. And then to go on further and say, why must there be a winner in every situation? Nigga, did Germany lose the war for the Jewish people to go free? For the Jewish people to win? Did Germany lose? That's all I want to know.
That's right.
Did you go to the Germans and say, well, we don't all have to lose?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Hitler, we could all be winners. The Bible says your salvation depends on the destruction of the enemy.
That's it. That's it.
That's what the Bible says. Like, this year is Uncle Tomery on a whole, brother.
Like that Uncle Ruckus 10.0 20.0.
That's Uncle Tom GPT. Like how they had a chat GPT.
Right.
Uncle Tom.
That's right.
That's there's real artificial intelligence.
Oh man.
Artificial unintelligent. Because brother, good night, like how much more you are going to paint us as the enemy? Like they ain't got to be no winner and no loser. So what the hell how are we gonna stop it? That I want to see you go tell the Jewish man Germany didn't have to lose the war. We could have find another solution for you.
Hey, Cap, what you saying? Oh man, there has to be a winner and a loser. Like that is how life works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how that's why there's victory. That's why the word victory is established, because it has to be a winner and a loser. The problem is he sounds like that's how a loser sounds.
That's it.
That's how a person that's been defeated and conquered sound. And see, this is why a lot of these young people don't respect a lot of these older Negroes.
Right.
Because when they hear stuff like, see, you're dealing with a generation now. These young boys and young sisters, they want to be able to count their victories. They keeping track. Even in the street, when they at war with each other, they keeping tabs on how many people how many ops they kill.
Right.
They want to count their victories. And here you are telling them it's no such thing as victory because we all win. That's a damn lie. And you lie, and only losers sound like that.
That's right.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. We have had this loser mentality since the civil rights. And before the civil rights, at least look at it. This Uncle Tom nigga, you looking at him, they took him off an oatmeal box. Back off. I'm a Salah. I gotta go there. I'm trying not to go in on his look, on his face. But when you see a cat like this talk about how many kids are dying, you want to blame a 15-year-old for a 60-year-old problem. If the kids are dying today, it's because your generation failed, goddammit.
Exactly.
That's right.
They said the Bible says one generation can see the next. So you want to there's a generational gap, and it's partly because of the philosophy. Now you give them that, so quote unquote, we all equal, but their reality and their projects, they don't see that when they walk outside their door, and then they catch the bus downtown. They see two different worlds. They see two different societies, and you sit here and say, "Well, we progress." Well, show me how we progress to being a woman now. If you're a man, that's what you're trying to say. This ain't progression, man. Progression is when you have power to shape your reality.
That's right.
We don't have that. You let another nation shape our reality. We don't even know our nationality, and then he's saying this progression, man. These are the type of people who have been a cancer to our people for years upon years upon years. And these are the people they give a platform to. These are the people they let speak at the White House. People like this. And they are cancer to black people. And they need to be spiritually amputated from us. I yield.
No, go ahead. Bosh, go ahead.
Oh no, Silaki, I was just gonna say, in this same MO, this same type of guy, it's been guys like this even in the scriptures. There's been times in the scriptures where the Lord was gonna give us a blessing, say, go take the land, go do this and go do that. And you read in the scriptures where the men said, we too scared, we can't do it. And for him, and really, is he want to say that about being a winner? Like, oh, we don't need no winners or no losers, because he doesn't want us to really win.
Right.
He doesn't really want to see he doesn't really want to say, oh, we need to win. That's what he doesn't want, because of his cowardice. You understand? These guys like this are cowards. There's multiple times throughout the scriptures during the time of the Maccabees, like I said, during the time of coming out the land, where the scripture said there were people in Israel that were scared to go get what the Lord had for us, and they were always seen as wicked. Always seen as wicked.
So, could I piggyback, amplify what Capital Kapash said? And that's so right. You took the word right out of my mouth. That's what he is, a coward. This is right here is a coward. And see, cowards like this are able to live long. They're able to live long and prosperous in this place because they need people from that generation to prop up and say, look at this man. He got a good business, a good house, a good this. And really, he's a coward. And that's why when you brought up that point about going to war, Captain Kapash, that's a heavy point. Because Joshua and Caleb said, we can take the land.
Right.
They're giants, but we can take, because they had trust in the Lord. They had faith. But you got these cowards, why the Bible say, you don't discuss matters of war with a coward. That's in the scriptures.
Right.
That's right.
You never discuss matters of war with a coward, because they always going to discourage your plan, and they always going to try to curtail whatever you're doing. I yield.
That's right. And also to what you were saying is so heavy too. And what I don't know if we see it as a people, but for sure in here we do see it. That your so-called oppressor, he's the one that's in control of everything that you're doing, basically. Like the Native Indians, they didn't make guns, but they had guns to shoot and kill each other. You know what I mean? Kill each other on a point, whereas they were so weak that they couldn't fight off the so-called oppressor. Right. You understand? And he using the same tactics on black people today. We don't have gun factory. We don't make bullets. We don't make them guns. But yet and still we have all the guns and we shooting and killing one another because he is creating a society, a system in which we do it like that. He's creating chaos in our society. And we are killing each other because of his chaos. Right. You understand? And thanks be to the Most High, the I.S.U.P.K is that way out of that chaos. And where the Lord is, where it's going to be made plain for you that we don't have to, we could have guns. We don't need to turn it on each other. You understand? We could use that put that to a better use. You understand? And I could say cowards like these, they won't say that. They won't say it's a society that your so-called oppressor has created that have brothers and sisters killing each other. They'll always blame the kids. They'll always blame it because it's the easy way out.
Con, if I could, I'd say one quick thing. When we was bringing out, Joshua said this to our people. Joshua became the leader of our people, and he said this to our people before he went on and passed. He said, be strong and of good courage. Then he said in verse 7, Joshua chapter 1, verse 7, only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do all the law which the Lord Moses' servant commanded thee. Turn not from the right or the left, that thou might prosper whithersoever thou goest. He said, only be strong and very courageous. He said, only be strong and courageous. Don't be nothing else, man. Don't be a little fearful, a little scared, a little, we can't win. So, we don't need to be winners. We don't need to have losers. We need to be, scripture said, only be strong and very courageous.
Yeah.
This man is he's not being strong and he's not being very courageous at all. He's saying the same thing that we've been saying that's haven't been working.
Right.
It ain't been working. The same talk he's been talking and the same talk these Christians been talking, it ain't been working. And they still singing the same damn song. 100 years later, we're supposed to be singing the same damn song. Oh, we need to be equal. We got a little bit, but a little way to go, and all that stuff. We got a little more to go.
Right.
Want to hear that same damn song, man. That's what Captain Khan was saying. Salaki was so heavy that people, the younger generation, don't want to hear that crap.
No.
Anybody with real sense on their damn head don't want to hear that crap if you want to talk about some issues. That's why this place falling apart. Because you can't, the scripture said is the sun and the moon gonna be dark. That's talking about all the things you look to for light and guidance and leadership. Everybody used to look to the voting. Oh yeah, that's voting is really gonna save our lives. Voted Joe Biden in and ain't nothing happened. You got Donald Trump out. Yeah. Now Joe Biden in. What helped?
Salaki.
Good.
And if I could, look, you right. When they gonna get the remix for "We Shall Overcome"? When they gonna remix that? Because we've been singing. We need. I guess they're gonna put a trap beat on "We Shall Overcome" now.
Right.
Think about this. They vote all, and they the same one that say vote. But look at what happened with Joe Biden. Joe Biden pulled the race card. We ain't forgot. Joe Biden said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black."
Right.
He pulled the Democratic Party pulled the race card on black people. Imagine that.
And nobody told him it's not about race.
The what? Thank you, Cap. The why. That's right. Nobody said, hold up, Joe. It ain't about race. He made you question your blackness. And you know why he's able to do it? Because of men like you see on the screen right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they are you would never be able to talk to the Chinese like that.
Right.
The Chinese consulate would be on the phone with the embassy that night talking to the president immediately. They already had secret police over here to watch over their own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they communists. And they able to have a free and thriving society in a quote unquote democratic society. And they communists. And then see these Negroes here, man, this is what you call a pacifist and an opportunist in the same breath. Because they prop these scarecrow Negroes up.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Prop them up, put a shirt and tie on them. You know what I'm saying? Make them wash their face, and then go out there and tell black people how we equal. and so it's not a winner or a loser, so we all the same. The white kids never think like that. They think that you got to be the best because you have to shape the future. And you have to civilize other societies. That's how they conquered the world.
If I could, let me jump in right there too. Not only don't they not think like that, they also understand that the loser serves the winner.
That's right.
It's one thing to know that there must be a winner and a loser. We don't even know we need to win, much less the role of the winner and the role of the loser. Now the loser must serve the winner.
Right.
And they understand that. That's why they let him talk like this. And it's so stupid. If I could get one scripture, if you was finished, brother.
No, hey, Cap, I would have just said one more thing. What you said about if you look at what happened with LSU and that girl, that white girl with the Angel Reese and that white girl, that's the mentality. Like would Jill Biden want to invite both of them to the White House? Meaning if you win, I still like they not satisfied with us winning. No. We win and we dominate and humiliate them. It's like, oh no, this we got to rewrite the narrative. That's what they want. They want you not to be a winner, and that's heavy, Cap. I want to yield off that one.
Like once again, we have to remain in that position of servitude, which is the runner-up, second place, last place. As long as we don't win, they don't have to serve us. We serve them. That's how it is. That's how it is in sports. In sports, the first team, the team that's starting, they're not cleaning the boots or the cleats or taking care of the uniform. That's for the B team. That's for the junior team to do. The team that's not the first team. You get the point? That's starting five on a basketball team. When they come to sit on the damn seats on the side, the second team, the men who ain't starting, had to move. You gotta get up from them seats because these are starters. These are the men who won to start. But he doesn't understand that. And he don't. And okay, this is the other thing. Christians don't want the responsibility of winning. There's a responsibility that comes with winning.
That's it.
Number one, you have to maintain your position. That takes hard work. That takes hard work. It's like getting a woman. You could get a woman. The work is keeping her. You see them old couples, all 60, 70 years married. It takes work to do it. But Christians don't want the responsibility of winning, because now that you win, you're going to have to stay up there. You're going to have to make sure other people win, which is self-sacrifice, which is no, you ain't serving the loser, but you're serving your own people. Christians don't want that. They don't want that thing.
You're so right. You're so right to that, Cap. I mean, that's who I'm going to blame. I'm going to blame. This is your pastor in every church.
Yes.
This is him right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, this is him right here. He just ain't quoting all the Bible, but he is saying everything a pastor's saying. That we don't need it. We don't have to have a winner. That's why it's so docile in church or docile in church, because you ain't trying to even attempt to run the race. You give up. You even get disqualified.
You outing yourself,
yeah.
You outing yourself like them gay children.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you in getting in the blocks and fall starting. You're not even doing that. You rather stay in the stands like a fan and cheer everybody on.
So like he the mascot, Captain. He not even in the stands. He the mascot.
Yeah.
He's telling black people that you don't have to be a winner. He's not telling white people. Like his target audience is to talk to, like when you listen to what he says, he's talking about black issues and black progression. So in essence, his target audience is, I'm talking to black people. He ain't talking to white people telling them not to win. He's talking to his people.
Right. Like could white people just stop winning?
Right.
Like why that can't be the argument?
Hey, Cap, it would be right now. Oh man, you just did some nuclear. Hold on. Now, if he told white people that they don't have to be a winner, guess what white people would call him? You a racist.
You're racist.
You reverse racism. You're critical race theory because you're telling me that I don't have to be number one. You see how they reposition the conversation, but the truth always remains centered. He's talking. If he told white people, you don't have to be a winner. Let everybody win. Nobody winning or losing. They would laugh in his face and say, "You talking some garbage." But he can say it to us because he don't respect us.
That's it.
Exactly.
What he doing? Him saying that it can't be a winner to the God's chosen people is treason.
And if I could, what you bringing out with this guy, Captain Mashak, with this guy, this is basically a black leader in a nutshell. Yeah. This is our black leadership. Our black leadership constantly passes the buck. They constantly don't take accountability and responsibility for a situation. I was battling with somebody on my slavery about the black leaders, and how they always passing the buck. Oh, it's the kids' fault, but it's the government. You need to get government assistance. You need to get this is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen. These black, like you said, his generation or people that would be leaders, they don't take responsibility or accountability for what's going on. It's never the black leadership. It's never their fault. It's never the top people's fault. It's never them pastors that's getting millions of dollars. It's never those politicians that we voted for the last 40 years. It's never their fault. He want to talk about winners and losers, but he's not talking about who's in charge, who should be held accountable for the way things is going.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
If I could, sir, I don't even know this clown's name, right? You telling me Dr. Phil could not find Commander GEN.YAHANNA to speak on the matter?
Come on, man.
Surely Commander GEN.YAHANNA is more popular than this clown here. I don't even know his name. I'm trying to find who the hell he is. I don't know who he is, right? With all the controversy Commander GEN.YAHANNA has been under for representing black people, surely Dr. Phil could have brought Commander GEN.YAHANNA up on his stage to speak on behalf of black people, but he would never do so. He got to go and find some rat out of a hole to come and speak on black people's issues, and it's shameful, really.
A warrior, he don't want Commander GEN.YAHANNA because Commander GEN.YAHANNA is a winner.
Yep.
He has to go find a loser. He has to go find a loser to feature. He can't go find a man who Liberty Place took to court and spent $250,000 in lawyer fees.
That's right.
And lost. Before I believe it was a Supreme Court ruling that says our right to speak on the street was sacrosanct. Is protected by God. That's a winner.
Yep.
Commander GEN.YAHANNA took DC to court for the right to speak on the street with amplified sound and won.
That's right.
He don't want winners on there. He don't want black men who are winners on there. He wants a loser. And okay, this is the thing about the Christians. Christians don't believe nothing in the Bible. If I could get one scripture, please give me Genesis 1:16. He talking about why must there be a winner and a loser? There's always going to be a greater and a lesser in life.
That's it.
Always going to be like that. That's how life is. One comes first, then two. 1 and 2 is not equal.
That's right.
When you count, you don't say 1, 2, and that's one number. It's 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. There's a progression of things. Give me Genesis 1:16, please.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 16. And God made 2 great lights.
And say it again.
And God made 2 great lights.
And God made 2 great lights. There were 2 lights that was great. Go ahead.
The greater light to rule the day.
No, the greater light shared the daytime with the other light.
The greater light to rule the day.
The greater light was equal. The greater light didn't win and lose. It shared the light with the other lights. Go ahead.
The greater light to rule the day.
Go ahead.
And the lesser light to rule the night.
The Lord, even in light, there's a winner and a loser.
That's it.
Right.
Even the light, even the sun and the moon, there's a winner and there's a loser. But this fool here want to come now and talk about why must there be a winner and a loser? Because that's how life is. For you to eat that pork chop, doesn't the pig lose to the farmer? You're Christian? For you to shove that pork in your mouth, doesn't the pig lose the fight with the farmer? For you to get that pork chop to put in your unclean mouth. Life, that's life. Winning and losing. But this fool here, he wants to serve us up with some false reality of equality when we just losers. Like, man, again, if you're out of the Israelite school or UPK, you're a clown. You're a clown. Just put on the Joker face. Go dance down.
It's a big red nose.
Why don't you go tell Tank and Garcia, they don't need no winner out here? Shut all this boxing thing down.
Yeah, why don't they just go in the ring and put the 2 boxing gloves up and say, we equal tonight, y'all? Right. Sorry, you all paid so much money to make us for us to shed blood and box each other to death. But we equal, y'all. Y'all could go home now. They'll murder them brothers in the damn arena.
And Salaki,
Go ahead.
What you're saying is so right, Cap, because sports is simulated warfare.
Right.
It's simulated warfare. It has to be a winner and a loser. You know what I'm saying? One has to be declared a victor, and to the victor go the spoils.
That's it.
And so this is the thing about they don't, like I said, this is why you need universal practical knowledge.
That's right.
See, we're not going to teach our children. See, the same people that say and they know winners and losers, they want to win the gold medal when it comes to the Olympics.
Right.
They want to be valedictorian. They want to be at the top. They want to be the best of the best. But when it comes to race relations, nobody's, everybody's equal. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Every nation comes to this country to compete.
Mm-hmm.
To compete to be the best and to carve out a section for their own people. We are no different, Israel. We are the best. Make no mistake about it. When the Lord said he chose us above all other races of people, he said he knew us. That means we number one. You understand? Your God number one. If he number one, you think he wants you to be number two? Right. God is second to none. He said, I'm holy. I'm in a class of my own.
Right.
He told you that in the scriptures. He said, don't mention no other God but me. Thou shalt have no other God before me. That means I'm number one. And that's how he wants you to be. That's how he wants you to carry yourself in the earth, man. Don't listen to these false prophets, these people out here with this dogma crap. Because let me tell you something. They couldn't stand 2 seconds with us in a real, philosophical or any kind of debate about winning and losing.
Right.
You understand? They couldn't do that, man. I yield.
Yep, you're right. Let's get them last 2 stories there. And, China and their economy, and then how they evacuated Sudan.
Yeah.
You get 15 and 16. Because boy, listen, I'm trying to tell you, you better go and learn to make soaps. We already know how to do it in here. Kahan can manufacture the Irish Spring if you want to.
Yeah.
He manufactured the Irish Spring, the palm olive. Yeah, I mean, he manufactured it all. We had the farms already. We had the grain already. Y'all better go and learn how to, make seasonings. Yeah, I mean, where you gonna get your salt from when this place falls? What's he gonna do? Because it's coming. It's coming. It's actually on its way. What number are we on? 13? Not 13, 15. 15 and then 16, and we out.
Khan. The US and China.
Yeah. Go ahead. You got a room?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I just wanted to salute everybody else, sir. Salaki.
Hey. All right, no sweat. Yep, all right, go ahead.
Khan. The US and China want to decouple their economies. It is possible. Is it possible? Tensions are rising between the United States and China, and there is a talk of decoupling the 2 countries' economy. But is that good? Is that a good idea? Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, doesn't think so. A U.S.-China split.
Of course she ain't gonna think so. What she gonna say? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and separate. No, of course she don't think so. Of course she don't think so. And listen, Kahan, that point you brought out there about the secret police stations in all these cities that these Chinese people have. The only reason we find out about that is because of this nonsense.
Yep.
That's right.
The police stations wasn't secret. We've been speaking of Chinatown in DC for years, and guess who patrols the Chinatown area? Chinese cops.
That's right.
Yep.
So don't tell me nothing about their secret. You're making it out now like China infiltrated and set up a police department in New York. BS. You're mad because they're signing with Russia. So you're trying to make them out to be enemy of the goddamn state.
Yep.
That's what it is now. You're trying to make them out to be enemy of the state.
Yep.
China gonna be the new niggas. Go ahead,
Khan. A U.S.-China split, she said on Sunday, CBS faced the nation, would lead to less economic growth, less prosperity in the world, more poverty across the world. So I think that is something that should be by all means avoided.
So wait, hold on. So really, everybody gonna be equal if this happens. There ain't gonna be no winner or no loser, but everybody gonna be equal.
Right.
It's crazy. This thing is coming to an end. Could you skip down to the part where they talk about the amount of money that was made with the trade between America and China and America in 2022? If you can't find it, let me know. I think it's like probably the second or the third paragraph down, where they say they give you the amount of money that was made, but they say the figure is actually down 5% or 10% or something. It's like this. It's right there in the second paragraph, where it says that decoupling may already be underway.
I got it, sir. That decoupling may already be underway, however. Bloomberg reports that while U.S.-China trade hit a record $690 billion in 2022.
Say it again,
While
how much billion?
Bloomberg reports that while U.S.-China trade hit a record $690 billion in 2022, there are signs that both the U.S. and China have meaningfully reduced the share of their imports coming from each other.
Now Trump was trying to make some of that money come from home, from the homeland. Trump was trying to tell you everything being made in China, we need to stop this outsourcing. And you all hated him for it. Like, that's a devil that loved his people, man.
Yep.
He fully loved his people. $690 billion worth of trade in 2022. Only, they say it's a record, Act. It's a record after COVID. He doesn't mind. This is after COVID, it's a record. And on top of that, they say it's evidence that both countries lowered their imports from each other, which means more money could have spent. But you have some Uncle Tom talking about we don't need to win? Shit. 690 billion. And now they're talking about not doing no trade. The world economies is sitting at the edge of their seat because this 690 billion ain't going to be in circulation no more. You understand? And China is fine with it because they done locked up with everybody else.
Yep.
They done locked up with how much ever money America make from that trade. If China have their way, by the end of summer, that dollar gonna be useless. It's just gonna be $690 billion worth of monopoly money. It'll be fake money by that time. Let them uncouple. Uncoupling. that's the politically correct word for divorce. We uncouple.
Decouple.
Good night. Go ahead, any morning?
Come. The dollar numbers are large, but Chinese goods made up just 16.6% of imports in 2022, down 5% from 2017. The share of American exports going to China also fell.
You understand? So they done started, lowering the amount of imports from each other. Like, this thing is going south real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, and your leaders are just telling you to try to be equal. You should be striving for supremacy, man. You should be striving for, to be on top, to be in charge, large and in charge.
That's right.
Instead of eating at another man's plate. That's the scripture say that ain't no life to have. The life
No,
that
sir.
depends on another man's table is no life to have.
That's right.
That's right, Cap.
And if I could say something real quick on it too.
Good.
The longer they wait on this World War III, America, and it from getting fully even more involved than they already involved, the worse it's going to get for them. A lot of these countries, and like Commander Johanna brought out back in my first Passover, when you see Africa get in the mix, you know time is up. You understand? When you see Africa get in the mix of this World War III, time is up. A lot of these countries that were underdeveloped are developing at a fast pace right now. You understand? Russia is trying to make the deal with Russia, Iran, and India. India is pretty much probably the fastest growing economy in the world right now, and they need all types of oil. They need all types of oil. If they make that deal with Iran, and who's going to bring them all that raw materials? It's going to be Russia.
Right.
They have access to as much raw material as they can possibly want. You understand? And Iran's going to get a piece of all that trade money, and Russia's going to love it. Like, the longer America waits, you got to understand those countries are next to each other. These other countries, they on the other side of the world, they next to each other. So it's not going to be harder for them to get closer and have better economic ties and become more stable just amongst each other. They cut out the middleman. America's the middleman. America was using this muscle to be the middleman around the earth, putting his bases and his ships and blocking everything. That's all America was doing. Once they start doing these things, what they're doing, the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, America ain't in that. It ain't BRICS. Because they don't need America for that chain of business right there.
Yep.
They don't have to come by America to do that business. They can do all the business they need to do on that side of the world. And America knows it. That's why America is all over the place, all over there. And they don't want China gobbling back up Taiwan, which really belongs to them anyway, or belongs over there. America don't want it. But the longer America waits on getting in these places, because Russia's in Africa, all the African countries all joining Russia.
Right.
That Russian group, the Wagner group, they just showed Russia making all type of commercials trying to say to all the Russian men, are you really a man? You doing taxi driving, but you really want to be a man? Are you really fulfilling what you really are? Come here, join the forces. They getting all the forces they gonna need. That's what the scriptures say. Wake up the mighty men. Khan, Salah, go ahead. Otherwise,
no, I didn't mean to cut you off, Cap. Salah.
Yeah, Khan, I was wrapping it up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what you're saying is so right, because China's basically trying, like I said last time we was on the show, they trying to build like another Silk Road now, because through that area. And America, they didn't like that they brokered that peace deal. And China is really a flex for China, because they saying, look, America, no, if you could broker peace, you can also broker war. So if you can bring peace for economic gain, and show you how much money those countries, those superpowers have, that you can bring a third world country into a first world economy overnight.
Right.
Building roads and everything, showing you these countries got power. They got all kind of money that they can do wise. They treating some of these countries like startup businesses, like the startup companies in Silicon Valley.
Yep.
We're gonna come in, we're gonna build roads, we're gonna build bridges, we're gonna run water lines there. They bring, some of these countries ain't had water or running water to their country. Never, some of them.
Yeah.
And now they got a first world water system brought to you by Russia or China. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they already putting that infrastructure in there. So, like, I yield.
Now, I was just gonna say, just interject right there, cause they ain't got no 85-year bald head leader telling them try to be equal. China doesn't have to for China to win, that doesn't mean everybody else have to lose. They don't have somebody saying that. They have somebody saying, go take all them niggas' money in Central America and South America and the Caribbean. They're saying, go into Africa and take all them Hamite money. Take everything. Take it all. And stay on this plan for 10 years and let's see what happens in 2023. They have somebody who pushing them to win. To win. Arguably the shortest man on the planet. He about to win. God damn. It's insane.
Right,
where we gonna be as a nation, man? Where are we gonna be as a nation? You must have some pride where you want your people to sit on top, to be first, to be powerful in everything. But now you see in China just show you carnally how a good, strong leadership, before everybody face, how they could position themselves on top.
God, and if I could say one more thing too, and what you said to Captain Kahan about that peace deal, that's a real deal. Like they're really bringing in and taking off the embargoes with Yemen and everything like that, and really making it real. Because they tried to say in the American news, oh, that ain't a real peace deal. They're just saying it, and then they're just gonna be back at war to try to undermine what China did. But that's real what they did. You understand? Right. With that peace they made over there. China, they did a President not president, but Minister Netanyahu was doing a interview with an American journalist, one of the big guys, some devil. And at the end of the thing, he said, "Oh, do you have TikTok?" And he said, "Yeah, I use it all the time." He said, "You might want to look into that. It's a problem." The Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu, on live TV, you're gonna say, "Yeah, I have TikTok." How you think they got all them records out of America? What do you think they brokering them deals? Guess what information they using? Look what we found. What America said about you. Look what America's planning to do with you. You might as well get on with what we talking about, because we got all the information.
Right.
China's already got all the information. TikTok's in the White House. You know what I'm saying? And it's over there in Israel. So that's what the Lord is making this happen. This is going to happen. You know what I mean? Because the oppressor, the scripture say he's the son of perdition. When it means the son of perdition, it means like the son of destruction. Basically, he rather see this whole place be destroyed than he don't be on top.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you leave it up to him, he will destroy this whole place.
That's World War III. That's that World War III, brother. That's what's getting ready to happen. Let this uncoupling really happen. God. Let this oppressor have a hot devil summer. That moment let's talk about hot girl summer. He gonna have a hot devil summer, brother. Fall gonna really be fall. They're gonna be the fall of all empires. That nigga gonna launch. You get a nuclear weapon. You get a nuclear weapon. He gonna be dishing out missiles like Oprah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be World War III up in this zone here, man. We preparing for it. We done prepared for it already. All them Hebrew Academy tapes you done seen. All these officers who getting raised up all over the world in every zone, locking it down airtight. We're gonna be absolutely ready for this showdown. It's gonna be a bigger fight. Yo, everybody looking out for this fight with this I.S.U.P.K brother and this Judite brother here. Brother, you better be prepared for that World War III. That's the real fight. That's the real fight, and it's going to have a clear winner. It's going to have an absolute clear winner. You know what I mean? We're gonna rock it out there for tonight. Go ahead.
I have a little bit more on the article, sir, on the same topic you're talking about here.
All right, go ahead, read it real quick, and then we dip out.
As China and the United States prepare for a possible war, both sides have their reasons for the decoupling. China has seen how the U.S. isolated Russia's economy following the invasion of Ukraine. So leaders don't want to leave their economy reliant on exports to America.
See, China insulating themselves from the mark of the beast. That's what they're doing. They realize Russia got taken with that mark of the beast with the embargoes and cutting them off and no buying and selling. China say, yeah, I hear you 690 billion, but hear what? Keep your money. Keep your money. Keep your money. You're going to need it. You're going to need it to burn We're going to need it to burn for firewood when that money becomes useless by the end of the damn year.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
U.S. leaders don't want China to have access to America's most advanced technology if the two countries do end up in conflict. But a split will have ramifications for the world economy.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. And let the ramifications come. Let it come through. In that day, I want to see what Big Frida and the LGBT going to do. I want to see what the hell they're going to do, because boy, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough when they're sharing food out and they say men on this side, women on that side. You're gonna be like, hold up. Big Frida gonna take a tail to one line. They're gonna say, you have a beard, you gotta go to the next line. She gonna go in that line and say, you wear a dress, you gotta leave. You're gonna be hungry because you identifying as he, she, they. Your pronouns in that day gonna make you starve, nigga.
Yeah.
In that day, your pronouns gonna make you starve. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go no further, man. We're gonna wrap it up there for tonight. Lord of love, we'll be back next weekend. You know, holding it down against America on Fire every Monday night.
That's right.
Holding it down. Go to America on Fire, subscribe, like, share, everything, support it. Pay your tithes, man. Keep them tithes coming in. It is a law. 10%. Send that thing in, man. It's going to be your future. It's going to be, you know, what's going to save you when the uncoupling happens.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So with that, again, to Water, Captain Nathan always on the inside holding it down for us. Excellent Passover down there, brother.
That's right.
We have Captain Kahan always on the inside holding us down.
That's right.
The southern region. You know what I mean? Captain Kapash. You know what I mean? Mr. Indianapolis, Indiana, Cincinnati, the whole central zone, Ohio. Soon to be in where? Dominican Republic.
Next week, we're going to be airing live from Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo.
Brush up on your Spanish, boy. Kapash is coming, and he's leading the whole army behind him. He's going down there to do the work of the Lord, man. Y'all get up with him. I.S.U.P.K is taking over. You know what I mean? Again, to Water, to officers, a warrior. You know what I mean? Holding it down. Officers to Wapiala, and I got to dip out early. You know what I mean? Holding it down. I appreciate you all coming through. Lord allow next week we have a live show. Kapash, but Lord be with you on that trip, brother. Definitely, you know what I mean? Hopefully we could get in next Saturday night. You know what I mean?
Come on, come.
Rock it up.
That's right.
All right, I'll give you a shout out to Thumb.
Did you notice you ain't smell no weed in here? Did you notice nobody got beat up tonight? Did you notice nobody got carjacked, robbed, stuck up, or disrespected? How the hell you want to enslave us? Steal our identity? And then tell us who we can be? Nigga, please. We gonna tell you who we are. You don't tell us who we are. We are the 12 Lord's tribes of the children of Israel. And if you know anything, you better look at the relics down in Egypt, because they was the last group that got in the way of our freedom, and God handled his business. I want to thank all the brothers, man, that performed up in here tonight. They did it all together. Big shout out to General Hazayan. General Zakar for rocking out the logistics. And Captain Kakazar for putting this thing down with Tahir and Zakar. Put it down together, and it brought all the talented brothers and all their specialty together, man. You understand?
We got to thank General Yahanna. Let me give you one quick second.
Wait 1 second.
Let me give you up here one
second.
There's another, let me just pull it out, SHALAM. There's another badass cat by the name of General I.S.U.P.K. That's right. You got another badass cat in here who handled this whole thing. Big shout out to Taiwan and the district. Big shout out to everybody that got involved and helped us show the world that you don't tell us how we gonna be. We done be in your truck dealer. We done be in your bank robber. Your child molester. Your thieves. We done with that world. And guess what? God is done with that world. General Yahanna up in here with me. I also got General SHALAM in the house. In the house. Bring him on in. Give him the thumbs boy, y'all. Where's the Q at? Where the fuck is the Q? And let me tell you why I always bring these brothers up. Because I'm hoping you learn a lesson from me. I'm hoping you learn that when a brother or a sister is down with you, shout out my God, that they willing to walk that mile with you. Yeah. That you get to the point where they supposed to say, it's later for you and all. Okay. When you get to that point, and you make that bond, brothers and sisters. Yeah. It is one of the most valuable things you could ever have in your life. No way. See, where the mix at? There you go. Okay. Let me explain something you won't always know and understand. That these generals walked with me when nobody would. You see them all days, them chains, them shields, them studs. You see that wisdom in you, that short face. You understand that discipline. Did you kiss the babies this morning? Yeah. Did you hug them? Did you thank the Most High for who you are in this evil world? And you to put your family together? That's right. I knew it was going to happen. But I didn't have the strength to do it by myself. But these niggas did. And then I had to turn my attention to these young guns. I had to say to myself, could they do it too? Could they take a city? Could they build a town? Could they resist the white man who is the devil? They came in here tonight to show us something righteous. Hello. That we don't have to be what they want us to be. They got the nerve to tell me I'm an anti-Semitic. They say white people taking a lot of fentanyl. I see it's true. How you gonna call us an anti-Semitic in 2003? We won't wait. If you want to be a man, a woman, a man, woman, a he, a she, a they, a cat, a dog, a world. But I can't be a Jew. Whatever you smoking in that peace pipe, it ain't working. We gonna be God's chosen people.
people. Again. Captain Cottons out, man. Where you at? Captain Cottons, I ran up all this shit. I called up Captain Cottons out. I said, Captain Cottons out, man. I'm doing the rap conference. He said, oh, really, sir? I got a little experience with that. I said, oh, really? I said, you got to gather up all the talent, man, all the beautiful brothers and sisters, man. Let's show the world there's an alternative to this evil thing.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to say one last thing, and I'm going to get out your way so we can enjoy ourselves. I cried over y'all today. Tell you straight up. I got a call from that same newspaper that started all the propaganda against us. And she asked me for an interview. Big shout out to Captain I.S.U.P.K, our host. I.S.U.P.K called her up. You know he used that Benjamin accent on you. He said, how are you gonna call the mayor and call the police chief? And you don't call the convention center. And you not talk to commanding general. I think she's intruding over here. She said, I'll talk to him right now. I got on the phone with her, man, and I explained to her who we really are. Okay. What we really stand for. And we already know if I walk out my door with brown skin, I could be interpreted as anything but what I am. I could be their thug, their criminal, their murder victim, whatever they want. But if you want to know who we are, you should ask us.
That's right.
After that hour-long interview, I ain't gonna lie to you. I pulled off the car, I headed back home, and tears came out my eyes. And I called on the Lord. I said, man, I said, Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? That's right. Will you raise them up to be strong?
That's right.
I'm just a man with flesh.
That's right.
This is what you call for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on.
Yes, sir.
You said they are following the Lord, they doing it.
Yes, sir.
You said on your house side, they ought to love one another.
That's right.
They doing it. I said, Lord, these is your ex-criminals. They turned their life around. They down with you. Please, God. Please don't turn them. Please forgive them. Please let them repent for what has happened to them. Please give them their kingdom back and serve this peace for 400 years.
That's right.
I lost hope for a second.
Don't lose the sight.
Slipped on it for a second. You know, you ain't got Muhammad and Mayat and all these generals there. You go follow.
Oh.
Go follow a couple times. You know what I'm saying? You guys why you I always look back. I'm looking back because I fall. You know what I mean?
And they right
there. Baby. The pressure is hard. They want to shut the convention center down. Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot?
That's right.
A shot to be the Lord Jesus. Israel, let's do it.
One West City, one West Puppet, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I